Next topic is gardens. The Mughal tombs were generally placed at the center of a huge garden complex which were subdivided into square compartments called Charbagh. So during the Mughal tombs, or you can say during the Mughal period, the tombs which were made, they were generally placed at the center of a huge garden complex, right? So these gardens were subdivided into square compartment known as Charbagh. So as you can see in this picture, Nishat Bagh in Kashmir. So as you can see, there are different types of small square compartment, okay, and these are the garden system which were uh, made or constructed during the Mughal period. The Mughal also built large gardens at various level and terrace on the Char Bagh pattern. So not only the garden, but they also make terrace. That means the terrace at the Char Bagh pattern. Even that means if you go in the topmost uh, part of the building, right? So there is a terrace. So even the terrace they used to make in the form of charbagh pattern. That means in the form of small compartments. Some example of formal garden built by the Mughals are the Nishat Bagh in Kashmir and the Shalimar Bagh at Lahore. So these are the examples. The practice of laying out garden and residential complexes dependent upon the landscape and terrain. So even the practice, why this practice of garden and the residential complex plays an important role during the Mughal period, because they were dependent mainly on the landscape. That means the place where the monument is being constructed and what are the quality of that particular land. The Mughals superbly transformed and blended their indigenous pattern according to the new terrain in India. So the Mughals, they have very intelligently they have blent their way of constructing the building according to the area of our India. Next is fort. Forts were walled structure that served as the residence of the emperor and the other members of the royal family, as well as military stronghold of the empire. So the forts plays an important role and they were constructed in a very walled structure. Why there was a very strong wall? Because it serves as the place where the emperor and his other members used to stay, that is the royal family, as well as the military also play they used to stay in the fort in order to guide the empire. Akbar built a palace cum fort complex at Fatehpur Sikri near Agra, and Shah Jahan undertook construction on a large scale. So Akbar, he had made a palace cum fort complex at the Fatehpur Sikri near Agra, and Shah Jahan, he took the construction. That means Akbar have made half fort at the Fatehpur Sikri, and later on Shah Jahan completed the construction. The Agra fort stands as one of the best examples of the architectural monuments of the period, where many structures were built deriving influence from Bengali and Gujarati style. So the Agra fort, it plays an important role, or you can say it is the best example of architectural monuments during the Mughal period, where many buildings were built and their main inspiration was from the Bengali and Gujarati style of architecture. One of the gardenest gate, one of the grandest gate of the Agra fort, the Delhi Gate, is decorated with inlay work in white marble. So the gate of the Agra fort, the Delhi Gate, they both are decorated with the white marbles. The Jahangiri Mahal in perhaps is perhaps the most spectacular structure located inside the Agra fort. So the Jahangiri Mahal, which is present in inside the Agra fort, it is one of the best structure which is located at the Agra fort. It's functional, it functioned as the palace of women belonging to the royal household. So these Jahangiri Mahal was made so that the women during the Jahangir period, they used to live in this place and they used to do their royal household. The Nagina Masjid, or the Gem Mosque, that is Moti Masjid, is another architectural beauty at the Agra Fort. So in the Agra Fort, many types of monuments were made. With the construction of Red Fort at Delhi, fort building reached at climax. So with the construction of Red Fort, which is present at in Delhi, the fort building, it comes to an climax. That means it come to an end during the Mughal period. Later Shah Jahan renovated the fort and constructed certain structures. So later Shah Jahan, he again renovated. That means again he repaired the fort, and he even constructed some other structure which plays an important role in the Agra in the Red Fort at Delhi. So this is the Agra Fort. As you can see, it is made up of red sandstone. Next is Havelis. A private mansion with historical and architectural significance is known as a Haveli. So what do you mean by the term Haveli? It is a private mansion. That means it is a private place where the emperor used to live, and with the historical and architectural significance, which is known as Haveli. The word Haveli is derived from the Persian word Hauli, which means an enclosed space. So what does the term Haveli means? It is an enclosed place where a space where only the main person of the empire used to live. The Haveli sought inspiration from Persian, Central Asian, Indian and Islamic style of architecture. So the Havelis which were made during the Mughal period, it was inspired from the Persian culture, Central Asian culture, Indian culture, and even the Islamic style of architecture. These mansions served as homes to nobles and wealthy traders and merchants. So who used to live in the mansion? It was the homes to the nobles, that means officers, and the wealthy traders, that means who do the business, and the merchants. Apart from Rajasthan, cities such as Agra, Lucknow, Delhi, Lahore and Multan had famous Havelis. So in these places the Havelis were constructed. The walls of the Havelis display paintings, frescoes and mural showing images of god and goddesses, animals in intricate carving, gold and silver leaves, and small mirror work. So in the walls, different types of design was made. That means either it was in the walls there was a painting, there was a mural painting which shows the images of god and goddesses, and even animals and human beings were also designed in the wall. Okay, and different types of carving, that means different types of hymns and verses were written. Even with the help of gold and silver leaves also they used to decorate the wall, and even with the help of small mirrors they used to decorate the wall. In the Havelis at Shekhawati in Rajasthan, the inner courtyard was for the woman while the outer courtyard was for men. So a Haveli at the Shekhawati in the Rajasthan, the inner, that is the center part, was given to the woman so that they can live their life peacefully and privately, and no man can enter in their courtyard, and the outer courtyard was given for men. The largest Haveli had 3 or 4 courtyards and 2 or 3 stories. So the largest courtyard, they either they used to have 3 to 4 courtyards, and even the Havelis were of 2 or 3 stories, that is 2 or 3 buildings. Since early times, Indian rulers had recognized the importance of building and maintaining system for supplying water to towns and agricultural field. So since early time, the Indian rulers, they have understood the importance of building and maintaining a system so that they can get all the water supply to the town and the agriculture field. So with the help of if there will be proper supplying of water to the town, due to which the agriculture will be the agriculture during that period will grow or will develop more. Tanks, well, canals, etc. were constructed for the purpose. So why? So in order to preserve the water, they have made the tanks, well, and canals so that they can preserve the water for the future purpose. The medieval rulers continued this tradition. So even during the medieval period, they have used this tradition, that is construction of tanks, well, and canals so that they can preserve the water. The later Cholas repaired and maintained Kalanai, an irrigation dam built by an ancient Chola ruler in the Kaveri Delta. So even in the later Cholas period, they maintained an Kalanai. Kalanai is an irrigation dam built by an ancient Chola ruler at the Kaveri river where they can preserve the water and so that they can use the water for their household purpose or they can use for the agriculture purpose. This dam is in use even today. So even today this dam is used. Sultan Iltutmish won universal respect for constructing large reservoirs just outside Delhi known as Hauz-e-Sultani or the King's Reservoir. So even the Iltutmish, he had won the you can say respect, universal respect for constructing the large reservoir for water outside the Delhi, which is known as Hauz-e-Sultani or the King's Reserves. Why? Because he had used this reservoir or a place in order to preserve the water, and these water can be used for further agriculture purpose or household purpose. Baolis or step well served as well in which water could be accessed by descending a fleet of steps, mostly found in the arid region of western India, eastern and southern Haryana. Baolis were architecturally significant structure. The basic purpose of constructing Baolis was to reach the underground water easily. So especially in the you can say arid region of western India, eastern and southern Haryana, Baolis. Then this is the Baoli. Okay, it is like a in the middle there will be water and here will be the steps where meet so that they can reach the underground level water easily. That's why they have constructed this type of Baoli so that they can easily get contact with the underground water. The medieval forts and palaces had their own water supply system. So the medieval forts and palaces, they have made their own type of water supply system where they can preserve the water and use in day-to-day activities. Construction of Baolis involved a well planned and durable method of obtaining water. So the Baolis plays an important role, and with the help of Baoli it was a well planned and durable method. That means they were able to easily get water. How? With the help of underground water. Okay, so this is the Baoli which is present in the arid of western India, eastern and southern Haryana.